Welcome to Yahe-Yala People's Forum. I'm your regular host on this platform. My name is Joseph Iyaji. Today, I'm highly honored to have a distinguished personality in our diocese, Catholic Diocese of Osogbo, who will ultimately enlighten us in our catechism segment. Sir, can we meet you? Sir?
I am Dr. Paul Olatunde Oyebiyi, the current chairman of the Apostolate Marriage and Family Life and Human Life, Marriage, Family and Human Life Commission of the Catholic Diocese of Osogbo.
Wow, it's my pleasure meeting you, sir.
You are most welcome.
In this segment, we call it our catechism segment. So we have a series of questions for you in this segment. And the number one question we have for you today is, how does the church envision the family as key agent of evangelization in today's world?
Well, the family is the basic unit of any human society.
Okay.
So if any evangelization will take place, then the home has an important role to play. You would recall without any doubt that the formation of children begins at home. Formation of the members of the family begins at home. And after you have gone to school, you have gone to church, you have gone to do everything, you have to put the practice of that again. You have to practice it at home. So as such, the church sees the family as a basic unit of evangelization. Because if all children coming from the home are properly catechized, the society will be at peace. If every child coming from every home is better informed, the society will not live in ignorance. If every child coming from a home is well educated and instructed and they have the fear of God, then the society will be settled and will be at peace. So the Catholic Church especially lays serious emphasis on the family as the basic unit, the basic agent of evangelization. The parents are the first set of teachers, the students are the first set of students. So in the home, proper catechesis, when it takes place, evangelization becomes easier. And it's also in the home you bear witness, because the home you live among older people who are non-Catholics, who are not even Christians, and you live out your Catholic faith effectively, conscientiously, and with intention, you will see that it will be easier to spread the gospel message to others without necessarily preaching, because you are living the faith there. Hence, the family is an important agent of evangelizing, and that's the way the Catholic Church sees it.
Thank you for that beautiful submission there. If you are just joining us, this platform is Yahe-Yala People's Forum. And of course, we have a distinguished personality in the Catholic Diocese of Osogbo. He is the chairman of the Marriage
and Human Life Commission.
Thank you. So the second question we have for you on this segment is, what are some of the common misconceptions couples have about the sacrament of matrimony, and how can the church correct them?
Well, the first instance, I think not many couples realize the fact that marriage itself is a sacrament. So as such, the church can correct that by consistently educating the people on the sacramentality of marriage. Because in most cases, you get couples who are coming to do marriage, they only come, I'm of age, I am this, I am that, I want to do. Many of them prepare for wedding, not marriage itself. So that's the time you now have opportunity to begin to teach them that what you are entering to is a lifelong process. It's a means through which God is sanctifying you, because that's the meaning of that sacrament. Through sacrament, we receive sanctification. So in marriage, we are receiving the grace of sanctification. You will recall that the first miracle, known miracle, recorded miracle of Jesus Christ took place where? At Cana in Galilee. At what event? At a marriage ceremony. So with that, with the presence of Christ in that marriage, And in every Christian marriage, marriage was raised to the status properly of a sacrament.
So are you saying there is a dichotomy between marriage and wedding?
Of course, wedding is only a ceremony that initiates marriage. Wedding takes place only one day, that ceremony. But marriage is a lifelong process that you live day in, day out. Like in the weddings of the vow of marriage, it said, until death do us part. So if it's until death do, then the business of marriage, it's a lifelong event. But in most cases, most young people only prepare for wedding. They hardly prepare for marriage. But the church will not relent in educating, in catechizing. And that's why over the years now, they have adopted the policy that you got to notify the church 6 months before you're married. At least you have an idea of who you want to marry for at least a period of 6 months. Instructions are held, catechesis are held, preparations are made. Then you also note that the sacramental part of it also extends beyond the sanctification. It's also a covenant, an agreement that you make between two of you and God, the Almighty. So it has a hand of God in it. And more importantly, when it is not between two baptized Catholic, it is nothing but a sacrament. At least if one of the parties is baptized and the marriage is witnessed by at least two baptized Catholics, well instructed and well publicized and well recorded in the church, it's a sacrament.
Thank you for that beautiful submission. No doubt, if you are just joining us, we have Dr. Paul Oyebiyi with us in the house, and he has been doing unreserved justice to the question we have for him today. He is proficient, he is skilled in the area of family and marriage. Thank you. The next question that we have for you on this segment is, what inspired this training program and what specific outcome does this diocese hope to achieve?
Well, we have to sincerely appreciate God first and foremost. But more importantly, we've got to give the credit of this program to His Lordship, the Most Reverend John Akin Oyejola, who actually inspired the training of this. This has been part of his evangelization mission, how to bring everybody closer to God and to the kingdom of God. I think that inspired him to also now look at the family as the basic source where most of the troubles we have in the society can be settled. If you look at so whatever we have, everybody, let it be the Pope, the Bishop, the priest, the religious, the layman, the laywoman, all of us come from where? All of us come from one home. So if you come from one home and we come out to the society and we behave differently, that means what ought to have been done in a home may not have been properly done. So the church now believes that if the home is well evangelized, it will be easier for them to evangelize others.
So can we infer that the family is a mini church?
Yes. Okay. There's no dispute about that. The family is a mini church. It's a domestic church. The church, the family is the domestic church. So that if the tenets of the church is practiced right there at the family level in their home, even without talking, others will see it. The apostles that were called Christian, first Christian that were called, they never go about and say, "You don't know I'm a Christian, I'm a born again." They did. What do? They were simply living their life according to the Christ. They were living their life Christ-like, and people saw them. These ones are followers of Christ. They are Christians. So the goal of the church in this training is that every Catholic family should live a Christ-like life, bear witness to the message of Christ in their respective home. And when they do that, others will be able to see without really ringing bells, without going to mount a pulpit, without necessarily going to radio to come and say, come and see Jesus. They will meet Jesus in that simple life, in the act of love, in the act of charity, the love of God and the love of a fellow man. So if every home leads that, then the job of evangelization is done.
Thank you very much for that beautiful submission. The last question I have for you on this segment, you are the chairman of this program. What were some of the challenges in organizing this program and how were they overcome?
Well, the first basic challenge, it's ignorance. A vast number, when I talk about ignorance, I'm not even talking about the education. A vast number of our people do not understand the importance of this. As such, you have to go on. And as such, because of that ignorance, commitment of the people has not been too enhanced. So that poses serious challenge. You also discover that the economic hardship or unwillingness anyway to spend our money on things like this sometimes could also pose a challenge. That's why we have to thank the bishop too, because the program is highly subsidized by him.
Yes.
And even for some of the couples that attended this program, their whole program was eventually paid even by their parish priest, which means again the church totally sponsored that. So we cannot see that as a challenge. But the fact that people have not yet come to the realization of the fact that training of this nature is sine qua non to the existence of their life. So when they realize that, and that's why we consistently go on catechizing, conscientizing, and really educating people.
So is this program open to non-Catholics or
it's primarily for Catholics, but if non-Catholics shows interest, they are welcome, because that is an essential part of evangelization.
Is the subsidy
we want
of
to
the bishop
evangelize the world. We want to evangelize the society, not necessarily the Catholic, but it's essential because our constituency is the Catholic Church. So it's essentially the target audience. But if non-Catholics, like I already saw part of those we trained last year, the family had come to say that after their training, some people observed them and said, where did you go? We have been to this and that. Will they allow us? We are not Catholic. Will they allow? And after we said, well, they are free. So because that is the purpose, to evangelize their society.
So in our next segment, we can expect order from other denominations.
Yes. If they should.
What is your last admonition for those who are not privileged to attend that are Catholics?
I sincerely would want to wish that every Catholic couple should endeavor to come around and experience the presence of God and spice their marriage. There is no perfect marriage anywhere. Everybody faces challenges. By the time you come back together to rub minds with all your other colleagues, you'll be able to know that, well, I'm not alone in this. Other people have gone ahead of me. I am not too good in this. Let me adjust this. And life continues. And a life living solitary, sometimes somebody says it's not worth living. So by the time you begin to interact with others, you'll be able to get in more information, more connection, more resources, and your faith is strengthened to go on. So I invite as many that would wish to come to please come.
Thank you very much for having you on this show, Dr. Oyebiyi. Thank you.
I thank you too.
Yes.